International payments and settlements include trade settlements and non-trade settlements. Trade settlements can be further divided into visible trade settlements and invisible trade settlements. In addition to the above negotiable instruments, there are some other instruments used in invisible trade settlements or non-trade settlements. Here, we mainly introduce traveler's check and credit card. A traveler's check is a specially printed form of check issued by a financial institution, leading hotels, and other agencies in pre-printed denominations for a fixed amount to a customer for use when he is going to travel abroad. The issuer commits himself to pay the stated sum to any payee and undertakes to repay the purchaser if the check is lost or stolen before it is cashed. A traveler's check is actually a draft on the bank or other agencies. Next, let's look at the relevant parties in a traveler's check. There are 5 parties to a traveler's check, namely the issuer, the selling agent, the purchaser or holder, the paying agent, and the transferee. First, the issuer is the financial institutions, leading hotels, or other agencies issuing the traveler's check. The name and address of the issuer usually appear on the upper part of the check. A valid traveler's check should bear the printed facsimile of the issuer's authorized signatures. Selling agent or office is the one that sells the traveler's check. The selling agents should keep separate accounts to record the total amount of checks received and sold and remit the proceeds to the issuer at once. Purchaser or holder is the person who buys and uses a traveler's check from the issuer or his selling agent. When purchasing the check, the person must sign his name thereon on the counters of selling agent, thereby making himself a holder of the instrument. Any unused checks may be returned to the issuing bank or the selling agent for refund. Paying agent is the one that undertakes by arrangement with the issuer to pay the traveler's check presented by the holder. The paying agent, on honoring a check, pays the holder in local currency, then sends the check forward for collection and instructs the issuing bank to pay the proceeds either to its account or to some other for credit to its account. Lastly, transferee is the one to whom the traveler's check is transferred. If the purchaser or the holder makes use of the traveler's check to pay a bill of any hotel or restaurant or an invoice of any shop, the hotel, restaurant, or shop become the transferee. After the transferee accepts the traveler's check for payments, then they will present it to the paying agent or to the issuing bank for payments. Traveler's check is widely used by individuals in non-trade settlements. It has the following merits. First, traveler's checks are safer than foreign banknotes and coins for their double signature arrangements. The purchaser or holder needs to sign his name on the face of each check in the presence of the cashier when buying traveler's check. Whenever he desires to cash the check or make a payment in check, he must countersign on each bag in the presence of the cashier of a store, hotel, or a bank. The cashier then compares the two signatures and encashes the traveler's check. If the two signatures are identical with each other, if the counter signatures differs slightly from the initial one, the holder may be requested to endorse his name on the back of the check in the presence of the cashier. The encashment by the paying agent is subject to the endorsement, which should be identical with the initial signature. Sometimes, the submission of the presenter's passport or other official identities with his photograph may be required. Secondly, traveler's checks are convenient. They are widely acceptable. The issuer can replace the lost or stolen checks which haven't been encashed. Furthermore, no time limit is set to the circulation of traveler's checks. This made traveler's checks more favorable than other negotiable instruments.